And she is a results-oriented person.
Wow.
She has her own business coaching.
Wow.
I remember the first time I met Stephanie, it was at one of those clubs. She's been to a couple of one of those clubs. And she spoke and everyone was in awe. And I'm not quite sure if they was in awe because of her speaking style, her poise, her accent, or her beauty.
Everything.
Everything.
She has everything.
Everything.
All in one.
Who said all in one?
He holds the white lighter.
I'm with him. Okay. The title of Stephanie's speech is No Advantage is Your Biggest Advantage. Let's give Stephanie a round of applause.
Good evening.
Really?
The year 1999 was indeed a big year for me because I left my hometown in China and began to live alone in a totally unknown environment for me. My first destination was France. I thought it would be a lot of fun living far, far away from my parents and living my life on my own terms. Just loving the idea of drinking great wine and tasting great food, chatting with people, and relaxing without doing a lot of homework. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. What actually happened was, I arrived in France 1 month after school began, and it took me another 3 weeks to complete all the required paperwork. When I finally sat in the classroom, it was almost 2 months later, and I had to catch up on 2 months of study materials. It was even worse. I couldn't understand what professors were saying. My grade 9 French was okay for everyday conversation, but it was not sufficient for me to understand all the complex and technical terminologies. All of a sudden, I feel so defeated. Like I went from a brilliant student in China to a deaf and dumb idiot in France. Every day was a long day for me. I couldn't understand 95% of the content. I wasn't able to make any notes. Then one day, I hear my French classmates told me that, okay, the passing rate is 30% in this very competitive school. And I shouldn't worry if I can't pass the exams because it's already very challenging for the French students. After hearing that, I thought to myself, should I just accept that there was 99% of chance I would fail the exams because I didn't have the language capabilities? No, I would give a try for that 1% chance of success. Here's what I did. From November to December, I borrowed my classmates' note and copied them at home. I then circled all the unknown words and looked them up in the dictionary. I slept less than 5 hours every day. And studied day and night, even during the entire winter vacation. At the end, I took the final exams and passed them all. 15 courses in total.
Wow.
And that's not all. Because only 6 months later, I saw the news about a national contest that selected students to study in North America. Applied immediately. But I was told the next day that I wasn't eligible for the contest because I was not a French citizen and was not a permanent resident either. I went through the contest requirements in detail and couldn't find that the international students were not allowed to participate. So I decided to reapply. I applied again and again, even though each time I got rejected. It took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times to reapply until my application got accepted on the 7th time.
Wow.
After 2 months of wait, I finally received this lucky envelope. You guessed it right. I got selected. Among 4 students selected, I was the only Chinese and only international student. I became the first international student who received a scholarship of excellence from the French government in the school's history. Persistence always pays off. Always remember, every time when others told you no, you gotta tell yourself yes and keep going until someone tells you yes. The thing is, no advantage actually forces you to work more and work harder if you want to achieve bigger goals in life. I was lucky enough to go to Quebec for my studies. I immediately fell in love with this place and ended up staying there for many years, doing studies and work. When time came, when I had to get out of my comfort zone and move forward, since I had been in a French-speaking environment for a long time, I needed a change. I planned to go somewhere where we speak English, so I picked Toronto. In order for me to survive in Toronto, I needed to find a job. But I didn't even know 1 word of English at the time. Luckily, I was able to find a lot of resources online. So I bought an English dictionary and started my self-taught English studying journey. And only a few months later, I applied for a job at one of the most prestigious companies in the world. All my friends were surprised and told me, "Are you crazy? How dare you apply for this type of job when you even barely speak English?" They thought I would never get an interview. But I actually not only got an interview, but also the job.
Wow.
Setting strategies help you get closer to your dreams. I remember at the time, I went through all the interview books I could find and listed the 100 most asked interview questions and customized my answers based on the sample answers given in these books. I then memorized all the answers in English and practiced a few times at home. With this emergency plan coupled with a good resume, I thought there was a good chance I would get a job. I was right. No advantage actually forces you to use limited resources and work smarter to get what you want. Another interesting happened 4 years ago. There was this opportunity to work at a bank that caught my eye. But the competition was fierce because a lot of people in my network also applied for this job. And a few were much more senior than me. Among all the candidates, I was definitely not the best. But I was probably the one who wanted this job the most. The question is, if I don't have any advantage, will I still get a job? Yes, only if I have a new way of doing things. I must be creative. So I spent a lot of time doing research around the company and the job. And then I created this 90-day action plan and gave it to my interviewer during the interview. I love this job so much that I even set goals and a clear step-by-step plan for the first 90 days after joining the company. I finally won this hard battle and got a job.
Wow.
No advantage actually forces you to think outside the box, since being creative is your strength. When I look back, I never thought I 4 cities, 3 languages. I traveled on my own. I faced many challenges and so many miracles too. It took me a while to understand the power of no advantage that accompanied and guided me through all those life moments. I didn't realize that courage is not an absence of fear, but rather courage is fear walking. Therefore, when the moment comes to face our fragility, in that ultimate time, it will ask us, can you do it? Let moment be an unreserved yes, a yes born of lifelong correspondence with your own heart. Believe in yourself and take action. Be persistent, be smart, and be creative in your moves, because no advantage is your biggest advantage. By trusting yourself, you will get a chance to see the opportunities and catch your audacious dreams in this highly competitive yet beautiful world. Thank you.
Stephanie gave a very good presentation, and she took 10 minutes and 27 seconds.
Okay, well done, brother.
Actually, couldn't agree more about the comment of Michael. It's really brilliant, and I think I have nothing much to comment. Yeah, because she's really brilliant. Just one thing, I think maybe you can put more emotion into your self-speech. I think that will make us more impressive, and the feelings more engaged. Because when you say the thing is really slow and smooth, and sounds like too easy. Yeah. Thank you.
As Michael Lam has said, this was one of the best speech he heard in 20 years. It's also for me in 16 years. Give a round of applause. Say, put more emotion. That I also agree. Just a little bit more, right? The speech was very well crafted. You spoke with sincerity. Those are true stories, and you have the experience. Very well crafted, opening, body, conclusion. Let's give a round of applause. During the interval, I was telling her, if you join my club, I will train you. But now I changed my mind. You ruined my training.
She will train you.
I'm going to join your club and you train me. No, really. Good. The structure was very well. You know that you are now a very brave girl. But do you have any love life in all these years? That was not told, so we don't know. It was very blur for me, very blank. No more. So I don't know where to move.
Secret.
No, I must know where to move. So without any direction, I cannot move. And somebody give, I think Michael, yeah, outstanding. I was outstanding. That was good because in any evaluation you do, you try to lighten the evaluation by giving some laughter. That was well done. I could have. I would appreciate more if you can give a little bit more. Okay, the slides, I've got no problem with the slides. They're all very well done. They don't so much.